Hey guys, today I'm filming my next Hit It or Quit It thoughts on hauls. If you've never seen this video from me before, I'm going to be reviewing all the products I featured in a haul video a year ago to let you know my current thoughts on these products. I will have my playlist linked down below and the original video, and I will list the items that I mentioned. And at the beginning of 2023, I was on more of a low buy. I basically had started my makeup rehab series and was trying to be more intentional about my spending, and the way I was able to hold back on spending good at the beginning of the year, not so great towards the end of the year. So these first couple of thoughts on hauls might be a little bit shorter than the ones towards the end of the year or the ones during like big sale times like the Sephora sales, but here I have a few things that I purchased, and then I did want to review the makeup PR as well. So we will start with the purchases. I purchased both of the glosses from the Buxom spring collection, which I believe was called High Spirits. So we have the lip polish in Whitney and the lip cream in Negroni. And I have been really impressed with a lot of the more recent limited edition lip polishes. I've always thought this formula to be a little bit more sheer, and this one and then the one from fall 2022 both had some really good pigment to them. And basically the polishes just have shimmer where the creams do not. And I am someone that really wants to wear pink, specifically in spring, but I feel like I have a hard time finding pinks that are flattering on me. I like something lighter but not too cool toned, and I really feel like both of these are just a perfect pink for me. So we've got Whitney and Negroni. Whitney is a little bit warmer, and while Negroni is a little cooler, it is still more of like not too white based or too blue toned. I think that they're just stunning colors, the perfect spring pinks for me. I absolutely love them. And I have told you guys before, I really don't like sticky glosses. Buxom ones are a little bit sticky, but actually don't bother me at all. I love that they have that cooling minty feeling. I love mint scents in my lip products, and I do think that it helps to make the lips look a little bit more smoother and more full. I don't find this to be uncomfortable at all. Their Plump Shot lip serums actually are a little bit painful, but these are not. They have that nice cooling sensation. So happy that I picked these up because the colors are just perfect. I cannot wait to wear them again this spring. I believe that those were the only things that I purchased, and then I did get some gifts from my husband for Valentine's Day / our dating anniversary. So first from Ulta, they had just started carrying Natasha, Denona, and if you spent like $75, I think there was like a $15 off coupon, and these palettes are like $69. So I think we picked up 4 of the EOS lip balms and Sweet Mint because these were on clearance as they were being discontinued from the Ulta site. So I believe I got 4 of these to hit that $75 mark. You guys know this is my Holy Grail lip balm because it has like a nice thin texture without being slippery, super easy to reapply often. It has been interesting as I've started using it again this year because I basically didn't use it almost all of 2023 because I was working on clear glosses, and I really do still love this. I feel like I enjoy more liquid lip balms a little bit better. I think they hydrate more, but this is something that I do still want to have some of, and I'm glad that I'm working on them again because I did have some expire, which was really sad. So anyway, love those. I basically just got some because they were in sale, but also to hit the coupon mark. But the Natasha Denona palette I got would be the My Dream palette, if I remember. I will put my Instagram makeup of the days down below. I actually didn't test this out until a few months ago. I love this one. I think Natasha Denona has great quality, and there have just been some color stories of hers that I haven't really been that interested in, or palettes that have too many creamy mattes. In this palette, these 2 shades here are creamy mattes, which is fine for me because these are colors that I would wear on the lower lash line. So I'm just using a smudge brush and it works perfectly. There have been some palettes where she will do like more of a transition color in that formula, and I freaking hate that. I know my friend Jean has found a way to make these really work for her. I just still haven't gotten quite the rhythm of how to use them, but I, of course, You guys know me, I love these type of shades here. This is an insanely metallic shade. This is a multi-chrome here. I basically will use everything except for the black, but really think this is a beautiful color story and very happy to have it. I have not purchased her new mini Dream, which I will tell you, as many people have said, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I think it goes best with the I Need a Nude palette. I just don't think the colors go with these. But anyway, love this. Super happy that I have it. Definitely one of my favorite Natasha palettes. And then Justin also got me the Oden's Eye and Makeup Just for Fun Flora Story palette. I was so excited for this because we have purples and greens, which are my favorite, more colorful eyeshadows to wear. But I was very disappointed with the mattes in this palette, especially the greens. I found them to be patchy and muddy, and I just did not have an easy time working with these, which makes me very sad. I do want to pull this palette out more because I think that, you know, if I'm just trying to stick these on the lower lash line instead of trying to do any building or blending with them, I think that it should be fine. This color Dawn is a really beautiful multi-chrome, and these shades are very pretty. I just was very disappointed with the performance on the mattes, and prior to this, I hadn't really had any issues with other Oden's Eye palettes. Now that I've used a few more, I am noticing maybe like one shade in the palettes that's not like a total dud, but isn't one that isn't as good as the others. So this is something that I really hyped up, thought was gonna be amazing. I was a little bit disappointed by it, but it is still something I'm gonna be holding on to. And then Justin went to the MAC store and picked me out a MAC eyeshadow. I believe that a MAC eyeshadow was the first makeup gift Justin ever got me. And when we first started dating, we did have like a little bit of, I guess it may have been short-lived, but he was buying me a MAC eyeshadow for, I think, a couple of Valentine's Days, a couple of birthdays, a couple Christmases, and I think he got me some MAC lipsticks. I remember when he got me the MAC Lady Gaga lipsticks, which neither of which look flattering on me, but I was a MAC girly when I first started getting into makeup and was getting more high-end things. Anyway, long story short, he used to pick out eyeshadows for me. He picked this one out for me with the help of an associate, and this is one of the Dazzle shadows in Last Dance. You can see it's a beautiful champagne with more of a peachy flash to it. I love more peachy pink eyeshadows like this. In the springtime, this has a lot of reflect. This is a very beautiful shade. I haven't tried any of the other Dazzle shadows, and I definitely would consider getting more in the future, but really excited to use it again this spring. He did an amazing job, picked out a perfect eyeshadow for me. So now what we have left is the PR that I received. I was so surprised when I got a package from Benefit with a lot of brow products to celebrate their brow search. I love when they do that. I was so sad because my friend Christy Kellum was selected the year of COVID and they ended up canceling it. And then when they brought it back, it's like people had to re-enter, which just feels like unfair to the people that were selected last time. But I was so surprised to get this package, but I think it's because one time I had purchased several of the Benefit blushes and I was messaging with the team and I was like, I've almost collected them all. And they asked me which ones I didn't have, and then they sent them to me, which was so incredibly nice. And I guess they had my email from there, and I don't know, but I'm not complaining. I was so excited to get all these brow products, but I also got the Boing Cakeless Creaseless Concealer in the shade 1 Amaze. I'm not sure if they sent this as a product to clean up brows since everything else is a brow product, but you can see I did use this up completely. I really love the size of the doe foot because it is bigger than a standard one, but not quite as big as a Shape Tape. And there is like a little bit of a well in there to hold extra product. I really do like this concealer. I think it gives great medium to full coverage, more of a natural finish. I do think this would work really well for a lot of people. I still like my Shape Tape a little bit more, but if I got another one of these, I would definitely use it up, but I don't see myself necessarily repurchasing it because I already have a Holy Grail. And in the tinted brow products, they sent me the shade 2.5, which is supposed to be a neutral blonde. Normally I buy shade 1 or 2, but 2.5 as of last year was a newer shade and I hadn't tried it before. It did end up working perfectly fine for me. So we've got some pencils here. My holy grail, Precisely My Brow Pencil. I went through several of these last year. This is amazing for lining the brows. I saw that they did just come out with a pencil even smaller. I'm intrigued. If I can get it half off, I will try it. But I also think that because I have larger brows, this works totally perfectly for me. And then we've got the Goof Proof Brow Pencil, which is the more like teardrop shaped one, which I also use on a daily basis to help fill in my brows. Works perfectly, will repurchase that one as well. Then this was a newer launch, the Gimme Brow Volumizing Pencil. This is a wooden brow pencil, and I had actually decluttered this, but I hadn't passed it on. I don't have a ton of blonde friends. I want to give it another try, but I just don't think it necessarily deposits enough color onto the skin, and I don't understand the volumizing aspect. It says it is a fiber brow pencil, but I haven't noticed any fibers, but I also think that would be so bizarre. It doesn't make sense to me. Like fibers in a brow gel, sure. In a brow pencil, it just doesn't make sense. So I would love to hear your thoughts if you've tried this. I've never heard anybody really talk about that. Then they also sent the Microfilling pen in blonde. It's something I've used up before in the past. It is that like 3-tipped sort of pen, and it does work. I do, however, think that like the NYX brow pen works a little bit better because that one is more of like just like a regular liquid liner tip. I think you're able to get a little bit more pigment than you are with this, but this does help your brows be a little bit more natural. It's when I want to play with more. I think that I just didn't have the best skill with it, and for me, I was using it in the way that I use my Goof Proof, and I probably should have just used Goof Proof, but I did hold on to it because I do want to use it more. Then they sent the Pomade brow pomade. I've not used it yet, but I haven't passed it on either. I'm a little bit scared to use it. I loved their original brow pomade. I think the formula was amazing, and I had never seen a blonde color so light and perfect for me. I probably need to pass this on at some point though. I haven't used it because when I was in my dip brow phase, my brows were just way too intense. You guys see I already draw them on in an intense fashion. So to use a more pigmented product, I think I would just go way overboard. Then we've got some brow gels. The 24-hour brow setter is just their clear brow gel. I think this is a nice formula. I haven't used it in a while. I want to try it again, but I don't love the applicator because if I'm pressing too hard, it will remove the colored product I have underneath. So I just need to be careful that it is more of a plastic applicator. But then this is new. I'm really excited to try this. The Fluff Up Brow Wax that's supposed to like give you more of that fluffy brow vibe. Not the laminated, but the fluffy. And then I believe they did not send the Gimme Brow Gel, which is totally fine because I actually have so many backups of that. And it really is my favorite tinted brow gel. And then they also sent the Angled Brow Brush and Spoolie. I have several from other brands, so I have not busted it open yet, but you can see I also have not passed it on. I think Benefit makes the best brow products. I like them better than Anastasia for the formulas, but mostly for the colors. I think ABH has crazy undertones with her bronzers, and her brow products, the blonde brow products, especially like the brow pomade, are like freaking green. Weird. I got a package from Ciate. There was a hot pink liquid blush gel that I passed on, a neutral eyeshadow palette, which I put in my giveaway pile, and then I did decide to keep these two products. I don't think I've gotten any Ciate things since, which is a little bit sad. I always, you know, love receiving makeup in PR in particular. So they sent the Wonderwand mascara. I have not tried this one yet. I know my sister has and really loves it, but I'm excited to. I just use my mascaras oldest to newest. And then they also sent the Extraordinary Translucent Loose Powder. This is something that I used up last year. This was phenomenal. I've tried a lot of translucent powders and actually have not liked most of them, but this was so good. It definitely set my skin really easily. It was nice and smoothing. I don't feel like I had a ton of flashback, but I'm also very pale, so I wouldn't notice as much as someone that has a tan skin tone. But I would say this is right up there with my Dermablend powder, except that reigns supreme just because it's incredible, but also because you get much more for your money than you do with this one. But this is a phenomenal product. I would be happy to get it again. And then the last makeup PR I received would be from Merit. They had just released 4 new shades of their Flush Balms, and I picked the lighter 2 colors. First is Fox, which is a really pretty neutral blush. I love the undertone of that. And I also love that they updated their packaging to be gold. Before it was like a gray type of color. And then you have this beautiful pink Stockholm. And I love that. Again, a perfect springy pink I think would go very nice with those glosses, especially Negroni, the cream. I do like these blushes. For me, I apply these with a brush and they go onto the skin really easily. I am able to apply these over powder. However, I do think that they work best on a non-set face, but usually I will put on most of my cream blush before I set my skin. Then afterwards, I will take what's ever left on my brush and then just pounce right back over it, and it doesn't make my makeup gum up or anything. It still works perfectly. They have a lot of really beautiful shades, but I definitely like these colors the most. I hope they will release even more shades in the future, but I do think that this is one of Merit's best products. So guys, those were my thoughts on all of the new makeup that I had brought in February of last year. I would love to hear your thoughts if you have tried any of these products in the comments down below. And if you have either of these palettes, I would love to know your favorite color combinations. And I would love to know if you've tried this Oden's Eye palette in particular, if you have had any issues with blending the matte colors. I mean, I am not the most skilled, so it definitely could just be user error as well. But I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.